Go, Q. Attaboy, G-Money.
Hey, Thomas Ellis Jr. back, and it's on the John week 4, and thank God he's back. I guess we don't have a holiday, so let's get ready to hear from John.
Alright guys, my first point this week is the games of the week. The Briarcrest Saints prevailing at DeSoto Central 26-20. Dyersburg 27, Mufford 24. I know it was a losing effort for the Cougars, but when you play Dyersburg that down to the wire, it could go either way. And then Millington, without head coach Chris Michael, winning a solid road game at Fayette Academy 48-29. Alright guys, my next point is the takeaway of the week. Does it seem that somebody can stop Covington's running game? Not this past week. Covington's had over 400 yards rushing once again. Kudos to the running backs, kudos to the coaching staff, kudos to everybody at the Covington Chargers and offensive line as well. My surprise of the week, as a Bartlett alum, it pains me to say this, but kudos to Lausanne beating Bartlett 35-0. Bartlett being held to 0 points is a surprise to me, especially when they have a little bit of offensive flying power the last couple weeks going into this game. Kudos to Lausanne, like I said, with all the whole coaching staff holding a Bartlett offense to 0 points. Alright, my next point is the players of the week. Let's give kudos to Collierville Dragons defense, holding center Hill to 6 points. Let's give FACS a shout out. They beat Halls 40-0, second week in a row, and they shut out opponents. But it don't get any easier for the Crusaders when they play USJ this week. So hopefully the defense will step up to the challenge again this week. Dallin Hayden, 4 touchdowns against White Station in a 42-6 game, where the power went out at halftime. Let's give Covington offensive line a lot of credit again, 400 yards rushing. And then let's give a Millington Trojan shout out to Mr. Barnes, 4 touchdowns and against Fayette Academy. Alright, my look ahead this week is the Germantown at Bartlett game. A tough game for Bartlett going into against Germantown, who's Germantown's on a good winning streak against, they beat MUS, and then they beat Whitehaven the week before. So that'll be a fun game to go to at Bartlett. Briarcrest at Christian Motors, another rivalry game, could go down to the wire. It's really a toss-up football game where both teams, you know, their friendships can go out the window in this one. Bolton versus Millington. CJ Marshall, it'll be interesting to see what Wildcat team shows up because they've been out with COVID the last 2 weeks. And then you got FACS traveling to USJ, I believe. So that'll be a good game for the Crusaders playing in Jackson. And then my final game, it's going to be at the Liberty Bowl. Pack it out, Memphis fans. You better buy those tickets now before Starkville comes to town. Memphis hosts Mississippi State, and a game at 3 o'clock on ESPN2. Memphis fans, kudos to y'all for that showed up last week in Jonesboro, 55-50 in that game. That was one of another games of the week, but fun game to go to. Shout out to Calvin Austin and Seth Hannigan for the Memphis Tigers and the whole football staff at Memphis.
Hey, Thomas Ellis Jr. back, and John, once again, great job. Appreciate doing a little college football there. And us Tiger fans and Tiger alums, we're proud of our Tigers. 2-0 in Mississippi State. Better watch out, man. We're on the prowl. And let's get back to the high school sports. That's what we cover, and that's what we are experts in here at West 10 Media. And our Power 10 going into week 5. It starts off with number 10, Brighton. They took their first loss of the season against that Covington team that John talked about, powerful running game. So, hey, what can you say? But Brighton's 3-1, they're number 10. Number 9, Houston. The Mustangs, you know, pretty solid. They're at 3-1 as well. ECS, another 3-1 team. They're starting to get rolling after that tough loss in the opening of the season. The Bartlett Panthers dropped to number 7. Man, a tough loss against Lausanne, 35-0. Shocked me because they looked so good the previous 2 weeks. We expected them to climb back up, but they got a tough challenge ahead. MUS is at number 6. And then number 5, Germantown Red Devils. Bartlett, Germantown. We're going to see what both of those teams are made out of. Number 4, Christian Brothers. Picked up a big win this past week to hold that number 4 spot. Now we get to our 3 undefeated teams. Number 3, the Collierville Dragons. Big win so far this year, going 4-0, and they have another game where they can put up some big points again coming up this week. Number 2, Briarcrest Christian Brothers. That's going to be a showdown between our number 2 and number 14. We're going to see how it's going to shake up there near the top. Can Briarcrest remain undefeated? And that number 1, we mentioned them a lot during this video, and they deserve it. The Covington Chargers. Man, that running game looking good right now, and they got a good challenge coming up this week, but as we know, they'll be prepared for it. But that's our look ahead going into week 5, and we look forward to seeing you when we recap week 5 next week on the JON.